You woke up this morning, put on your shoes, and walked out the door. Nobody thinks twice about it, but engineers have spent decades figuring out how your foot hits the ground, and your knees, your back, and your spine feel absolutely nothing. This is not just a piece of rubber. This is a silent machine. History. For thousands of years, humans walked barefoot. Then came leather. Animal hide folded and tied under the foot. That was the first sole. One job only: protect against heat and sharp objects. And that leather sole, it lasted all the way through the 1800s. But leather had problems. It rotted in water, it hardened in heat, and only wealthy people could afford the good stuff. Then, in 1839, Charles Goodyear heated rubber, and everything changed. Vulcanized rubber didn't rot in water, it didn't melt in heat, it was flexible, and it was cheap. But that raised a new question. Can a sole do more than just protect? The problem. Every time your foot hits the ground, the impact carries 3 times your body weight in force. Where does that force go? From your foot to your ankle, from your ankle to your knee, from your knee to your hip, and then straight up your spine. Every single step is a tiny earthquake moving through your entire skeleton. And the average person takes 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. 10,000 tiny earthquakes every single day. If nothing absorbs that force, over time, your knees wear down, your posture collapses, and joint pain becomes permanent. So the engineer's real job is this: stop that energy, redirect it, or absorb it before it ever reaches your body. The layers. Modern shoes have 3 core layers in the sole. The outsole. This is the very bottom, the part that touches the ground. Its only 2 jobs are grip and durability. That's why you see patterns carved into the bottom of every shoe. That's not decoration. Those grooves channel water away so you don't slip. Same exact principle as the treads on a car tire in the rain. The midsole. This is where the real engineering lives. The midsole is usually made from EVA foam, ethylene vinyl acetate. Same principle as the foam inside a bicycle helmet. When your foot strikes the ground, the midsole takes that sharp spike of force and stretches it out over a longer period of time. The peak force drops dramatically. Your knees stay safe. But in 1979, Nike did something that nobody saw coming. They replaced foam with air. Inside a Nike Air sole is a pressurized airbag. Air never gets tired. Air never compresses permanently. Foam breaks down over time, but air doesn't. The insole. This is the soft inner layer your foot sits on. But its job isn't just comfort. It supports the arch of your foot. Your foot's arch is a natural shock absorber built into your body. If the insole doesn't support that arch, the foot flattens out, and all that impact force shoots straight into your ankle. The running problem. Walking and running aren't just different speeds. When you walk, each step puts about 1.5 times your body weight on your foot. When you run, that jumps to 3 times your body weight. And there's another difference: the angle. When a runner's foot hits the ground, it strikes at an angle. The foot rolls inward. That's called overpronation. Too much overpronation pulls on the ligaments of the knee. Over time, that causes injury. So running shoes have a firmer section of foam on the inner edge of the midsole to stop the foot from rolling too far inward. A regular shoe doesn't have this, and that's the difference between a casual shoe and a real running shoe. The manufacturing secret. So how is EVA foam made so cheaply? Same answer as the helmet: steam. Tiny EVA pellets are poured into a mold, steam is injected, the pellets expand, fuse together, and in just a few minutes, you have a midsole. But here's the problem nobody talks about. EVA foam compresses permanently over time. Every step crushes it just a little bit more. After 6 months, that same shoe is giving you significantly less protection, even if it looks brand new on the outside. That's why doctors keep telling you to replace your shoes. They're not wrong. The future. Engineers aren't stopping here. Adidas has already built a 3D printed midsole with a lattice structure modeled after the internal structure of bone, light and strong at the same time, and it responds differently to different kinds of impact. Some labs are developing shoes with embedded sensors that read how you walk in real time and actually adjust the stiffness of the midsole on the fly. And the most fascinating idea being tested right now? Materials that don't just absorb impact energy, they return it, like a tiny spring built into every step, pushing you forward with every stride. So next time you put on your shoes, take 1 second to look at the sole. That's not just rubber. That's decades of engineering working silently every single step to keep you moving. This is my